Welcome back everybody to another episode of Journey and Seek, and today we're going to be going over my first impressions of the new REK Broadheads. So what we got here, we got two sets of new broadheads that REK have just recently dropped. They've got some really cool features in them, but they're also super simplistic and super simply made. So there's not a lot of moving parts to them, so they're not going to be fail proof. And they're going to be super reliable. So let's dive into my first impressions of the REK XP2 and the REK HXP2. So what REK did with these is they have went to a no band, no collar system. So these broadheads are just going to snap shut. You're not going to have a collar, not going to have a band that you have to use, which is super handy in my opinion, and is probably what I prefer. So kind of taking a step back, I've shot both the XPs and the HXPs original with the collar on them. The collar worked great, never had any issues with deployment, never had any issues with them coming open in flight, and was a great broadhead. But REK came out this year and said, hey, we want to make them better. How do we do that? And so they decided to come out with the no collar, and I absolutely love it. It's the REK Lock retention system is what they're calling it. So let's dive into it and get a look at these broadheads and see what we think. So I'm going to open up the HXPs here. This is a 2.25 cutting diameter. These are 100 grains. That's what I'm going to shoot, is 100 grains. Yeah, so let's dive into them here. Get this package open. Let's see what we think. Okay. So I'm going to kind of give you a look at these from here, talk about them a little bit, and then I'll pull the camera up close so you can kind of get a close look at these broadheads. So let's just pull them out here. As far as the overall build, they're going to be the same cutting diameter. You're going to have that same chisel tip, all that sort of deal as what the original is. The main difference here is going to be the no collar. So just like that, they deploy. These have a super big slap cut on them. They leave some really big holes in some animals, makes for some great blood trails. And then all you got to do here is come in here, and I don't want to cut my finger here, but snap them back together, and that's all you got to do. So what I really like about this no collar system, it makes things in the field super easy. I prefer shooting mechanical, but recently on spot and stalk hunts, I've actually been shooting the REK FX4. That's a fixed blade, and my main reason for that is because on spot and stalk, if I'm having to spot and stalk through some tall grass, heavy timber, whatever it is, and I do have an arrow nocked, with a collar system, it is possible if you hit that broadhead hard enough on some grass or a tree or whatever, that blade will deploy. That's just part of it. That's just mechanicals in general. And used to, you would have to grab another broadhead out of your quiver. Takes a little bit of time, that sort of deal. But now, with that, where you just snap them back in, you do not have to worry about that. If you're crawling through the brush and you see, oh man, my broadhead came open for some reason, and I hit it hard, you just reach up there, snap it back in, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about putting a new collar on, anything. So that's probably the biggest upside to me, is not having that collar where if it does come off for whatever reason, stuff happens in the woods, you don't have to put another collar on there, and you just snap back in and ready to go. So like I said, this is my first impression. This is my first time holding one of these in my hands. They're super simple. Like I said, I believe they're made, there's only like 5 different parts in this broadhead, and that may be a high number. They're just super simple, and that's just going to give you, you know, they're going to be reliable. They're going to do their job every time. They're going to be they're a super well built broadhead. You know, I've never had a blade bend on these. Never had the chisel tip, get mushroomed out, anything like that. So super simple, super sharp, super reliable, and that's all you can ask in a broadhead, really. I do prefer that big chisel tip that REK offers. I've always liked shooting chisel tip just because I feel like when you hit bone, it kind of just shatters it. That's just what I prefer. So yeah, that is the first impressions of the REK HXP2. Here we have the XP2s. I'm not going to get these out. All these is going to be a 1.85 cutting diameter compared to a 2.25. So there's two different cutting diameters there for you. Some people like bigger, is what I prefer, but also some people may want a smaller cutting diameter, maybe something penetrates a little bit better. So REK offers that. I believe these are offered in 100 grains and also 125 grains. So yeah, they're crossbow approved. They're made here in the USA. Overall, a great broadhead. I love them. I've shot a lot of animals with the original XP and HXP and have had nothing but good things to say about them. I'm pretty sure every animal I've shot I've recovered. Blood trails have been great. The holes in animals have been great. They've done everything I've asked them to and more. So super excited though to shoot these this year with the no collars, and look forward to hopefully killing a lot of pigs and some whitetails and hopefully a mule deer. So super excited to try these. We're going to pull the camera up here, give you an up close look at these broadheads, just so you can kind of see them a little bit better. But yeah, that is the first impressions with the REK HXPs. So let's pull it up here and get a close look at them. Okay guys, here is an up close look at these HXPs. Like I said, so here you go. You've got this big chisel tip here that's going to pretty much crush any bone. You're not going to get any deflections, that sort of deal. You've got these big blades on them, 2.25 cutting diameter, like I said. These things are sharp too. And then, like I said, with the no collar system, you just come in here and you just snap it back together. It's simple as that. They're not going anywhere. They're not going to deploy mid-flight on you, and they just snap right back in. So yeah, that is the REK HXP2. Like I said, there's the XP2s and then the HXPs, depending on what cutting diameter you want. But super good in first impressions of them. I like how they're built. I like how they're simple, and super excited to hopefully, shoot them at some animals this fall. So yeah, be sure to give them a check out and see what you think about them. Shoot them. I think you will. Anybody that shoots them will absolutely love these broadheads. So yep, that is the first impressions of the REK HXPs and HXP2s.